to filter through this land of ours and fill a sportsman's dreams. Enjoy what nature holds for us, her bounty never ends. Getting back to basics with the practical sportsman. It's always an adventure, no matter where we go. From a favorite hunting spot to the hottest fishing hole. Outdoor life we all can share with family and friends. We'll do it all together with a practical sportsman. We'll do it all together with a practical sportsman.
Hi there, come on in. It is Thursday night, June 26, 2003, and we have a full half hour of outdoor news and information for the practical sportsman. And here's a quick preview of what we have coming up in tonight's show.
This is an accident.
What were you trying to catch?
Walleye.
And you screwed up bad.
Big time.
To grab attention for his preserve business, he named it the Sexy Pheasant Farm.
How is it okay to generate tons of cow manure every week, but not okay to raise and hunt pheasants?
I'm Zachary Trost, and we have all this and more coming up, so sit back and relax while Fred and I bring you news and information for the practical sportsman. In a front-page article of the current Michigan Outdoor News, editor Bill Parker explains why a Monroe County pheasant hunting preserve is partly opened and partly closed. Lyle Jarowski was having a tough time making ends meet by farming, so he got a permit from the DNR and added put-and-take pheasants to his 960-acre farm business. It's tough for farmers today, Jaworski said. This is a third-generation farm, and we're changing with the times, trying to make a living off the land. We're still an active farm, but I have liquidated the dairy farm. To grab attention for his preserve business, he named it the Sexy Pheasant Farm. The farm has 626 acres in Dundee Township and 340 acres in Milan Township. Both townships brought lawsuits to stop the preserve hunting. They said the land is zoned agricultural, but raising and selling pheasants to hunt isn't agricultural. It's a commercial recreational operation, not allowed on a farm. The Monroe County Circuit Court disagreed for the Dundee Township part of the farm because Dundee's zoning ordinance doesn't address recreational uses. So the 626 acres in Dundee Township can stay open, but Milan Township is trying to enforce its ordinance. Township Supervisor Sam Mills said, "Typically, the opinion of the board is that there is a concern for the health and safety of our surrounding citizens. Our own legal analyst at the Practical Sportsman says that this rationale isn't rational."
Sounds contradictory to me, saying that a farm cannot raise pheasants for preserve pheasant hunting because of health and safety issues. I mean, if health is a concern, how is it okay to generate tons of cow manure every week, but not okay to raise and hunt pheasants? And from the safety angle, the 450-foot safety zone around dwellings already protects neighbors from falling shot. Plus, think about this. The township allows a farmer to lease his land for hunting, for money, and that's okay. And the township told Jaworski that his friends, relatives, and invited guests can hunt on his preserve, but if he charges anybody for hunting the pheasants, he's violating the law, even though he has a DNR permit to operate the preserve. Apparently, the pheasants aren't the ones that really create the health or safety problems. It's the money for hunting the pheasants that does. I mean, face it, we're looking at good old-fashioned anti-hunting attitudes in local government. This health and safety stuff is just political double talk. That's the way I see it.
The legal battles continue in Monroe County, but for now, the 2/3 of the Sexy Pheasant Farm in Dundee Township is operational. The 1/3 in Milan Township isn't. I'm sure the Michigan Outdoor News will follow up on the situation in upcoming issues.
This is it. This is my pride and joy. Some people call it Fred's Folly, but it's my yard sale treasure. I got this whole rig for $660 at a yard sale. Then I thought, this is perfect for a practical sportsman. for adults who want to get kids into fishing, or even for a kid, a teenage kid who wants a boat of his own. You can get quite a bit for not much money if you shop the used market. Now right here you notice these MC letters were painted on. The sticker here is 1997. That means that's the last time this thing was probably in the water, which I imagine is a hazard. I do know the boat holds water. I don't know if it keeps it out. But we'll go over this and let me show you the things that are going to have to be done to this boat. One thing right up here, the roller. The roller hasn't been used in a while and it's all dried out. I got to put a new one of those on. I'm not real comfortable with this knot. And here with the, let me get this, loosen this up here. This looks like it's been sprung open. So I might want to get a little different engagement here, maybe an actual clasp on this, just for safety going down the road. Another thing, we have a wiring harness, which I presume works. These chains here seem to be fairly lightweight. Maybe they're enough to hold the thing on if it came off going down the road for some unknown reason. But it is a new trailer hitch gizmo there, which is good. This trailer has been repainted. I don't know what brand it is, kind of a cobbled together trailer, but it does good for this 14-foot boat. New seats. This is something that has a value, that if you bought them to go on here, these things are not real cheap. I like the fact that the seats are wooden and there's flotation compartments underneath the seats. But the wooden seats, you can screw things in and attach things to it, which I will be doing. Now, the oars. These oars are going to need to be varnished. Obviously, that's worn off. The oar lock, if you look at it, it's not real round, but I imagine they'll work fine. I don't need to replace those. Okay, we're down here. We have the other seat for steering the motor in the back. Wooden seat, of course. Now, I got two motors with this. This is probably the most valuable one right here. The Minn Kota. It's a 27-pound thrust. Actually, you can buy these new at Walmart for maybe $100 or so. So that's a value. Didn't come with a battery, but it looks like it's hardly been used. So I'll get a deep cycle marine battery to go in here, and this ought to be fine. This motor here, I'm not even sure this is anything more than a museum piece, but it's a Wizard made by Western Auto. I don't know the exact date on this. It's supposed to work, but I'm not sure. I think it used to work. If you look at the gas can here that goes with it, this bulb, it is hard. So this thing has not been used. I'm not sure this hose is going to work at all. But the manual on this motor is really a stitch. Some of the things it says in here, that the propeller has this special propeller here that actually grinds the weeds up as you go through them. So they call that weedless. Okay, coming around here, we got a good strap on it to hold it down. Oh, forgot one thing. There is no drain plug in this boat, so I'm going to have to install a drain plug. Something that'll have to be done. The other thing is the bearings. If you get an old trailer, these bearings are key. You see trailers alongside the road that are sitting with the wheel off. That's because undoubtedly the bearings ran out of grease and burned up. The other side, I had to fix these already, and we're going to have to take this apart, and I'll show you how the bearings need to be repacked. It's something everybody who has an old trailer, a used trailer, has got to know how to maintain these bearings. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble on a trip. So this is it. Two motors, the boat, the trailer. Everything you see right here, $660. It's about as cheap as you can find. But you can find deals like this. This can be used for salmon fishing around the piers and the Great Lakes on calm days, perch fishing, inland lakes, duck hunting. I think it's a great deal. I have a different motor I'm going to put on the back, but we'll talk about that another time. But this is going to be a project for the practical sportsman. We're going to make videos out of this so that everybody can learn how to buy and maintain a used boat and trailer and motors. Because trust me, if you think you can buy something, a rig like this for $660 and have no problems, you're dreaming. But the problems can be fun to work on. And that's what we'll be doing with this boat. Fred's Folly is going to turn into Fred's fantastic 14-footer.
Traditional outdoor values are being challenged nowadays by certain well-funded groups of sportsmen who want to make trophyism the end-all and be-all of hunting and fishing. Recently, the Michigan Muskie Alliance made a bid to ban spearing for muskies through the ice. And the Michigan Dark House Angling Association, well, it's pro-choice when it comes to spearing. And here are some selected quotes from some emails I've received from both sides recently. Andrew LeBaron writes, "Muskie fishing is a trophy fishery based squarely on catch and release." John Nutkin says, "Our main concern as muskie anglers is that any form of harvest can be detrimental to a muskie fishery." From Highland Village, Texas, Gary Benioff voices his opinion. "I'm a founder of Muskies, Inc. As we argued in the 1960s and 70s, the muskie is a money fish and a valuable resource to the state. Every lake and river that contains muskies should be covered by a spearing ban." The president of the Michigan Muskie Alliance, Will Schultz, says the intention of the muskie stocking program is to provide a trophy fishery, not a put-and-take fishery like the salmon fishery. Derek Riegel adds, "Most muskie anglers are catch-and-release fishermen. This is something that people with spears cannot partake in or appreciate." Well, Dave Pollock takes exception to that statement. "They choose to ignore the fact that many muskies die after the fight. When spearfishing, we practice look and release. When in the solitude of the dark house, you can choose to watch a fish without harming it at all." And in a recent news release, Michael Holmes, who's the president of the Michigan Dark House Angling Association, quotes from a letter written by Michigan Muskie Alliance President Will Schultz, and he's quoted as saying, "Our organization was responsible for 60% of the muskies stocked in Michigan last year. What did the spearing community do? I'll make a deal with you. Get the spearing organizations in each state to match the money that is being provided by Muskie fishermen and Muskies Inc. chapters for stocking, research, and habitat, and I'll drop the spearing ban issue. If you were wondering, that will be over $100,000 this year." And just before putting this show together, I got this email press release from Will Schultz of the Muskie Alliance, reflecting a change in heart. "Due to recent television coverage and controversy surrounding the petition to ban muskie spearing on waters stocked with muskellunge, the spearing ban petition and request will not be distributed to the Michigan DNR district biologists. The effect of a public argument could have a more negative effect on the fishery than spearing." But believe me, this issue is far from dead. Traditional values versus trophyism is a fight that is just heating up.
It wasn't fishing for muskie.
Oh, what? So this is
This is an accident.
what were you trying to catch?
Walleye.
And you screwed up bad.
Big time.
I guess. This was in, the end of June at 11 in the morning.
Well, what happened with this one was that the day before, I was walleye fishing and hooked into a muskie, and he took my favorite lure. So I didn't go there. I went down the lake further because I was now on my second favorite lure. And obviously I didn't want to lose that. So when I saw that he'd hooked on it, okay, I figured there's got to be a way to keep him from getting my lure. So I held the pole way over my head, straight over my head. I thought, okay, that way the line's down at an angle. If I've got him hooked in the lip, he can't turn around and bite the line or break it. Well, I got him up to the boat. And when they lay there and they look at you with that one eye like, okay, what are you going to do? And then I'll do my thing. And I didn't have a muskie net, so I used the walleye net. I tried the pole that you use to push the boat away from the dock because it had a little hook on it. I thought I'd hook him. Doesn't work. So finally I grabbed his tail and did the walleye net and pulled him in the boat.
And saved your lure.
Saved my lure. Bent the heck out of the walleye net pole, but saved my lure.
And what lure is this?
It's my secret lure.
Oh, give me a break.
Well, I paint them up myself. It's a nightcrawler harness with the blade, and I paint the blade.
A secret way.
A secret color. Ooh. A secret way.
You see the trouble you get into?
Yes, see, that happens every time.
And you're trying to, you got to get somebody who knows how to paint walleye lures and get you back on course.
Yes, I got the wrong color.
Did
James Allen from Fairhaven. That's a good story. Way to go.